There are levels to revenge in hip hop, and then there's what 50 Cent just did to Dame Dash. This isn't just a diss track. This isn't a petty Instagram post. This is a legacy heist, a corporate checkmate, 20 years in the making.
Cam just made a post, major announcement. I want to congratulate him for making 50 his new boss. So congratulations, Cam. 50 is now your new boss, and you're proud of it. Congratulations, my nigga.
The man who screamed at the world to be your own boss just went bankrupt. And in the ultimate twist of fate, the rival he once clowned just bought one of the last pieces of his legacy. And he hired Dame's own protege to help him do it. This is the story of how Dame Dash lost everything and how 50 Cent orchestrated the most savage power play the game has seen in years. To understand how deep this goes, you have to picture the early 2000s. Dame Dash wasn't just a mogul, he was a mindset. As the co-founder of Rockefeller Records, alongside Jay-Z and Kareem Biggs Burke, he was the loud, aggressive, champagne-popping face of hip-hop independence. His philosophy was simple and brutal. You're either a boss or you're a worker. There is no in-between. He built an empire on this idea, creating a dynasty that gave us Jay-Z, Kanye West, and the Diplomats. And in 2002, at the absolute peak of his power, Dame executive produced a movie that would become a cultural touchstone, Paid in Full. Starring Cameron, another one of his proteges, the film was more than a movie. It was the cinematic Bible for a generation. Based on the real-life Harlem saga of Rich Porter, Alpo Martinez, and AZ Faison, it was a gritty, stylish, and endlessly quotable masterpiece that defined the Rockefeller era. For Dame Dash, Paid in Full wasn't just a film credit. It was proof of concept. He was the boss, and this was the art his empire created. Now, at the same time, Dame is on top of the world. A new force is emerging from Queens, a rapper who survived 9 Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. When 50 finally got his big break with Shady Aftermath, he was ecstatic about his first $1 million advance. He famously rapped on Dog Club, "Got a mill out the deal, now I'm still on the grind." To a kid from Southside Jamaica, $1 million was hitting the lottery. But to Dame Dash, the king on his throne, it was pocket change.
How much money did he give you for that first deal?
I got $1 million.
Got a mill out the deal.
Cash, after taxes.
The only person that pointed out that $1 million was no money was Dame Dash, and he has no money now.
Dame Dash owes a lot of money. There is $145,000 in unpaid child support.
I can't pay out $300,000 or $400,000 a year in child support because I ain't making that.
I only felt that, because he said, there ain't no money. Like, after you get you a watch, chain, and you look out for the homies, and you do this, then it's nothing. Right? And I was like, from 134th Street. $1 million is a lot of money. Right. I think I hit the lotto. Right. How you gonna say it's no money? Like, and I just never forgot that because of how it felt.
50 has told the story for years, how Dame went public and basically belittled his come up, talking about how $1 million is nothing after taxes and taking care of the homies. 50 never forgot that. It was a slight from the top, a dismissal from the king. And 50 Cent, he keeps receipts. Fast forward through the years, Rockefeller crumbles in one of hip hop's most infamous breakups. Dame's influence wanes, but his boss philosophy only gets louder. He becomes famous for a viral interview on The Breakfast Club where he relentlessly lectures DJ Envy and Charlemagne the God for being workers.
A boss, you're only the boss if you put up your own money. If you don't put up your own money, I don't care how much somebody gives you, you're nothing but a supervisor. It's not yours.
So why this can't be all work? This corporate America, we could be using
you don't
this.
own it.
I'm
telling you why. Question. Let me ask you a question. Can you give it to your son?
Can I give what to my son?
Whatever you
shares
working
of this
for.
company, I absolutely positively can.
How?
Why? Because I own shares of this company.
You bought them?
Yes.
If your son needs a job here, can you give it to him? No.
No.
If your son needs to get some money out the bank from here, some cash flow, can he get it?
No.
All right. You don't own this.
But I can take the money from here to invest in myself.
No, it's not yours. I'm not going to fight for something I don't own. Men don't do that. I don't fight for other niggas. I fight for me. I'm not a doula. I'm not going to build somebody else's company and then pick shares so my son can. All that.
He tells them they can't pass their jobs down to their kids, that they don't own anything, that he's a boss, and they're not. It was arrogant, condescending, but for a lot of people, it was also inspiring. Dame became the patron saint of entrepreneurship, for better or worse. Meanwhile, 50 Cent quietly pivots. He takes his $1 million and flips it into an empire of his own, in music, in liquor, and most importantly, in television. He becomes the new kingmaker with shows like Power and BMF. He's not just a boss, he's a network, which brings us to right now, the ultimate collision of past and present. Reports start surfacing that Dame Dash is in serious financial trouble. Then the official documents drop. Dame Dash has filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. For anyone who doesn't know, Chapter 7 is the financial nuclear option. It's when a trustee is appointed to liquidate or sell off nearly all of your valuable assets to pay back the people you owe money to. The filings, according to reports, were devastating.
He mentioned that Dame Dash mentioned that he has no monthly income, no house, no car, no publicly traded stocks, retirement accounts, only about a little over $4,000 in worldly possessions, and he listed his assets as like guns, furs, jewelry, that equal up to like $2,500, TVs, computers, some electronics, and $100 cash in hand. Didn't mention any rights or assets. And I know when we did the last story about, remember they were saying that he had to put up some of his movies and, just different things that he owned for some of his prior debts. This was not mentioned either.
Dame listed only about $4,000 in total possessions with just $100 cash on hand. The man who preached ownership was now on paper owning next to nothing. And as the culture was still processing this news, 50 Cent made his move. He didn't just kick a man while he was down. He bought the ground the man used to stand on. In a cold, calculated Instagram post, 50 announced to the world, "I now have the rights to Paid in Full. I'm developing it into a premium TV show. If you like Godfather of Harlem, you're going to love this." And then came the final brutal twist, the dagger. 50 added, "Cam set to executive produce alongside me." The chess move was complete. 50 Cent, the man Dame once belittled, now owned Dame's most iconic creation, and Cameron, the star of the original film, Dame's own guy from Harlem, had officially switched sides and partnered with the new power. The old Rockefeller dynasty was being rebooted by its greatest rival. Dame Dash did not stay silent. He couldn't. His entire identity was under attack. He went online and posted a video dripping with sarcasm. "I want to congratulate him for making 50 his new boss," Dame sneered. "So congratulations, Cam. 50 is now your new boss, and you're proud of it."
Cam just made a post, major announcement. I want to congratulate him for making 50 his new boss. So congratulations, Cam. 50 is now your new boss, and you're proud of it. Congratulations, my nigga.
It was the only weapon he had left, his old boss philosophy. He was trying to frame Cameron's power move as an act of submission, painting him as a worker who took a job from a new master. But the world had changed. Cameron, now a media mogul himself with his hit show, It Is What It Is, wasn't taking it. He fired back immediately, dismissing Dame's attack. "You really turn into a chatty patty. Damn, tagging me in every post," Cam wrote. "You only do this for clicks. This is the most action you got in your channel ever. You're welcome." The message was clear. The student no longer respected the teacher. The loyalty was dead. Cam was about securing the bag and expanding the legacy, not getting stuck in old beefs and broken philosophies. Then the story took its most ironic turn yet. The Breakfast Club, the very stage where Dame Dash delivered his legendary boss sermon, began to cover the story, and DJ Envy and Charlemagne the God got their revenge. They openly mocked the situation, questioning how the ultimate preacher of ownership could lose the rights to his own movie. Charlemagne just wanted to be taught by the boss how this could happen.
I mean, like I said, maybe Dame can explain it, you know what I mean? Because I just want to know the business, like, who had the rights before 50 acquired them? If Dame had the rights, how did he lose it, or did he sell it to 50? Like, what happened? Like, I just want to know. I want to teach us, boss.
DJ Envy, who Dame had grilled years ago, laid out the brutal irony. He said, "Well, sometimes not having a boss will lead you into foreclosure, and only having assets to lead up to $2,400. We can't keep having this boss conversation without having a real conversation about entrepreneurship."
A boss, you're only the boss if you put up your own money. If you don't put up your own money, I don't
hate this boss conversation, because I hate the fact that people be like, "I don't need no boss. I don't want no boss." Well, sometimes not having a boss will lead you into foreclosure and only having assets to lead up to $2,400.
Charlemagne went even further, reframing Dame's insult. He said Dame should be happy. Dame should be happy that the rights to Paid in Full went to another black man, and he should be happy that that black man decided to make another black man the executive producer of the film. That sounds like good black business to me.
The film, not to mention Cam was a star of the original film. That sounds like good black business to me.
Yeah. Collaborative
and I also
business.
I agree, and I think the way that Kim has always been, a great storyteller, but he's been dominating content for so long. Him teamed up with 50. I'm really excited to see the way that they tell the story as well too.
Yes,
Like it's in, you know what I mean?
In one fell swoop, they flipped Dame's narrative. This wasn't a boss hiring a worker. This was a collaboration. This was unity. The very thing Dame's arrogant, go-it-alone attitude had prevented. Losing the battle on all fronts, Dame did what he does best. He challenged everyone to a fight, but on his terms. He went on social media and demanded a verbal fair one with both Charlemagne and DJ Envy. He posted, "I need a verbal fair one. You can ask me any questions directly like a real man." He was trying to drag the conversation back to his turf, a debate, a war of words where he feels he can win, because in the world of business and assets, he had already lost. The central question the Breakfast Club raised hangs over this entire saga. How did Dame actually lose the rights? Was it stripped away in the bankruptcy? Did he sell them long ago out of desperation? According to their commentary, the film rights weren't even listed as an asset in his bankruptcy filing, which suggests he may have lost control of them even before hitting rock bottom. So now the board is set. 50 Cent, the master strategist, is moving forward with a paid-in-full TV series with Cameron by his side. They hold the future of a story Dame Dash brought to the world, and Dame, the self-proclaimed boss, is left on the outside looking in, bankrupt, battling old ghosts on morning radio shows and watching his legacy get rewritten by his rivals. It's a story about money, power, and the danger of preaching a gospel you can no longer practice. It's a hip-hop tragedy of Shakespearean proportions, where the king, who told everyone to own the world, ended up losing his own kingdom.